Welcome back, familiar to NorthsideLDN, and today Arsenal are being linked to the Borussia Dortmund right side winger Donnell Malen. He's been linked to Arsenal, the 25-year-old Dutchman who used to play for Arsenal. Is now being linked to Arsenal. He's valued on Transfermarkt at around 40 to 50 million pounds. And he's been linked to Arsenal. Let's get straight into this article. Make sure you're liking and subscribing, doing all that good stuff, family. You know what I'm saying? Man's out on holiday, still giving you content, still giving you transfer news. Make sure you're liking and subscribing. Don't be a viado. Don't be a filo da puta all your life. You know what I'm saying? Let's go. And it goes on One Football, just Arsenal news. Arteta should get this one away Dortmund star. And he's quoted saying, "I want to play football for Arsenal." Among other positions, Arsenal expects to strengthen the right wing this summer as they seek to be at their peak next season. Bukayo Saka, the Gunners' talisman, plays way more games than he should. You'd think it's best to protect your top performers and keep them fresh for important clashes. But regrettably, that hasn't been the case for the Arsenal winger. However, there appears to be a realization of the need to manage Saka's workload, which necessitates the recruitment of a right winger this summer. It goes on to say, reports have linked wingers like Pedro Neto from Wolves, Elise from Crystal Palace, Desire Doe from Rennes with a move to the Emirates. But if I told you that Arsenal should consider another fantastic target, Donnell Malen, who may be the ideal Saka deputy. Malen is currently playing for Borussia Dortmund, and he's recently mentioned that he wants to return to play for Arsenal again. He told Vote Zone, is that how you say it? No, let's go. I used to play football in England when I was younger. It has always been my dream one day to play football in the Premier League. I want to play football for Arsenal, my favourite club. Obviously, I want to return to this place. I used to play in the academy team when I was younger. I really want to have a break, though, playing in the Arsenal's first team. That's why I really want to return. Listen, the Dutchman prodigy spent 3 years with Arsenal's youth squad before leaving for a modest 600,000 in 2017 alongside, aside from wanting him back because he wants a return to impress, the Dutch international can play across all the three attacking spots, which may be useful for Arteta in case of an injury. Malen is also prolific. He has a fantastic form last season, scoring 15 goals and assisting 5 times in 38 appearances for Dortmund. Year after year, Arteta's team is becoming increasingly formidable. Malen's only 25 years old. Right, let's get straight into this. Like, honestly, yeah, why are we going to go for Malen if Sancho plays ahead of him? In the final, Sancho playing on the right-hand side, not Malen. So why are we going for Malen? Why don't we just go for Sancho? At the moment, Sancho is at a favourite at Man United. So let's go for Sancho. He seems like he's not happy over there at Man United. Let's go get Sancho. Sancho's actually been cooking. He was actually cooking in the Champions League. So for me, I just don't understand why we're going to go for Malen. When Sancho's available, Malen stays on the bench. Sancho starts. So why don't we go get Sancho? It just makes no sense to me. I don't think Malen is trash. 27 appearances, 13 goals, 3 assists isn't trash. But at the same time, there's better options that are out there. That's how I look at it. And if he's getting put on the bench over Sancho, Sancho's the guy to get. When I see Sancho in the Champions League, I was more impressed by Sancho. So I don't really understand why we'd look at Malen. Apart from his connection to Arsenal being in the youth academy, I couldn't care less. There's loads of players that are in the youth academy that didn't make it. I don't care. You know what I mean? Are you good enough? All of this this whole romantic bukaria about, oh, he used to be in the team, he used to play for us. I couldn't care less. Are you good enough to take Saka's position? Are you good enough at least to give him competition? Are you good enough to get us to where we need to get to winning major honours? I couldn't care less about the romantic story about, oh, but he used to play for us. I don't care. I don't care. You know what I mean? Are you good enough? I don't think he is. I don't think Malen moves the needle. I don't think Malen gets in the starting 11 ahead of Saka. So that is why I would prefer another player. I'd still rather go for Pedro Neto. I'd rather go for someone like Pedro Neto. I'd rather go for Elise over this guy. If you give me Elise over Malen, I'm definitely taking Elise. So there's other options. Is he the worst option? No, he's not the worst option. We've definitely been linked to worse wingers this window. But at the same time, this Malen guy, like I said, he's decent. He's technically decent. You know, he's all right. But I want better than decent. I want better than decent. You know, I want world class, if not world class, a level below world class. And this guy ain't it. You know, so I would 100% take Elise. I'd 100% take players like Eze. I'd 100% take Pedro Neto. I'd rather these players. I'll take Kudus. I'll take all these other wingers over this guy. I think there's a lot of other wingers, that can play, or I would want to come to Arsenal over Malen. And the whole thing about, you know, obviously he's primarily a right winger, but he can play as a left winger, he can play as a forward. This whole thing about, oh, we can play different positions. Who cares? I've always said this. Who cares if you can play different positions if you're only great at one position? Who really cares? Like, how good is he as a centre forward? I'm not convinced when I've seen him play centre forward. I haven't seen a lot of him, but from what I've seen, I'm not impressed. You know, so at the end of the day, like, if you can play three positions and one of them you can give me a 7 out of 10, and the other two positions you can give me a 3 out of 10, who really cares? You know what I mean? So I don't really care about, you know, versatility. I care about somebody that's good enough to get us over the line to win major honors. That's all I care about. And I don't think that I don't think like Malen is the best option. I really don't. In the Champions League, he had 8 appearances, 1 goal. 1 goal. In the FB Pokal, 3 appearances, 1 goal, 2 assists. Not too bad in the FB Pokal, not too bad. The Champions League, he didn't really deliver. You know, we need players that are going to deliver in the Champions League. You know, 1 goal in 8 appearances isn't really that great, is it? It really isn't that great. So that's why, for me, I just don't really care about the whole romance thing. You know what I mean? Listen, I would love Gnabry to come back to Arsenal. That's an old Arsenal player that I would take in an instant. I would take Gnabry straight away. But is that really going to happen? Probably not. Malen hasn't really been the Arsenal player that I looked at and thought, oh, you know, why did we let him go? I think he's decent, but I don't regret letting him go. I don't think he's absolutely amazing. It's more Gnabry. Gnabry is the one that I was like, why did we let this guy go? Why did we let Gnabry go? You know, but go get me Gnabry. Go get me someone like Gnabry. Honestly, like, since I've been out here in New York, I have not been impressed with a lot of things that's been going on with Arsenal in terms of transfers. I've not been impressed. It's the same old crap a lot of the time, and it's just getting boring now. It's genuinely getting boring. It's the same old rubbish. You know, hearing Kieran Tierney wants to go back to Celtic. Listen, big up to him, man. I wish him all the best. I wish Kieran Tierney all the best. I think the way he's been treated here at Arsenal has been a disgrace, an absolute disgrace. Yeah, we literally loaned out Kieran Tierney to then play Zinchenko, to then now be playing Tomiyasu and now getting rid of him. So all the players that we put ahead of this guy have now been deemed not good enough, yet he's on his way back to Celtic. And yet we still have Zinchenko that we can't trust as a left back. And we've got Tomiyasu that a lot of times during the season gets injuries. It makes no sense. So I wish Kieran Tierney all the best. He's going back to Celtic. I know he's definitely leaving. He's falling out with the manager. And it just I don't understand it, man. I don't understand it. You know, when managers make decisions like that, it's got to work. And when it doesn't work, you look like an idiot. And right now, Arteta looks like an idiot in terms of what he's done with the left back position. Yes, we have Timber. If Timber gets injured, you're back to Tomiyasu, who a lot of times gets injured a lot. Or you're back to Zinchenko, who can't defend. So I understand why Tierney could probably feel like, you know what, yeah, bun this guy, bro. I ain't playing for this guy no more. I'm bouncing. Like, I'm not interested. You know what I mean? Man's been disrespecting me. You know what I mean? Playing people ahead of me that shouldn't be getting played ahead of me. I completely understand if Tierney feels like, nah, bun it. I'm not interested. Not interested. You disrespected me, so I'm not on it. You know what I mean? I completely understand that. I completely understand that. But that's the thing. Looks also we keep getting news about Milan close to Xerxes, close to signing Xerxes. I think that makes the best sense for Xerxes. Stays in the Serie A, where he's had a decent season and he can keep developing there. I don't think he's anywhere near ready to come to the Premier League, if I'll be completely honest. Chesney being linked to Arsenal again, that's just getting that it's not going to happen, is it? It's not going to happen. I don't know why we keep getting linked to Chesney. If he comes in, I assume he wants to be number one. So that means Raya will drop to the bench. I just feel like it's time to move on. I don't know. I don't know if I rate Chesney that high. That I definitely think he's a good goalkeeper. I don't know if I rate him like mad high though. I can't lie. Let me know in the comments down below. Would you take Chesney back? Obviously, he's a more experienced goalkeeper than Raya, so it probably is an upgrade. But at the same time, I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't really like going back to get players. That's the only thing. I don't really like that. But listen, I take Gnabry back, so maybe it depends on the player. It depends on the quality of the player. But listen, it is what it is. Let me know, people. Smash the like button. Subscribe. Do all that good stuff. I'm about to now go sightseeing and doing all that good stuff now around New York again, and keep enjoying my holidays. So yeah, man, smash the likes up, people. Subscribe, do all that good stuff, and yeah, let me know. Would you take Malen back at Arsenal, or do you think there's better options? Would you take Sancho? What's your guys' opinion? Who would you take? Who do you want for competition for Saka on the right hand side? Let me know. And without further ado, familia, I'm out. Love. Oh. Right. Oh yeah, I forgot to say, Arteta out. Arteta out all day, every day.